Heyyo Goat format players. It's Skilled Brown Magician here, and I just wanted to showcase the Seeing is Believing Goat format replays for my last deck profile, which I'll include the link in the description below. But it's the replays for my Paladin of Oz Turbo, and I thought it was only fitting that you should see so that you can believe some of the things that I was saying in that last video if you haven't tried it out already. It's actually really cool because the subscriber that I actually made that deck profile for, he said the first game that he did with this deck, the person quit out and that he had like the Dimension Fusion in hand and he was about to go off for a big play. He even included like a little screenshot of it. So that was super hype. Thanks, Bryce, for doing that. That made me super excited. And I was just grinning ear from ear to think that I made this deck for someone far away. They used it, and literally on game one, it did exactly what I said it would. So perfect. I was like so stoked. So let's check out this opening hand here. This is the dream. This is what I mentioned in the slides. So it's the T set pass, which is spells doom against this deck. Or this deck will make it so that your opponent pretty much loses if they do that. If you open right in. Here I opened really busted. So I just want to show you kind of what this can do. So I get rid of the Des Kangaroo here. I get rid of the Des Kangaroo in the reload. Obviously I have all the cards in hand. And I'm going to pause this just so it doesn't go too quickly. But I get rid of the reload because I already had skip these because I just drew them off of Pot of Greed. So even before the Pot of Greed, I already knew I had most of the combo pieces in hand. So I didn't need the reload. And it was just fortunate that I drew into the Pot of Greed. But the main combo pieces you want to see in hand if you're going to perform the OTK is that you need to see a Rescue Cat, you want to see a Dimension Fusion, and you need to see your field spell. Excuse me. If you see those, you know that you're going off, but you also need to see at least one material. You need to see at least one material. So a material is something like Buster Blader, Thunder Dragon, or Des Kangaroo. So it's fortunate here because I have the Last Will Rescue Cat. So let's show you what it looks like. So I didn't have the Giant Trunade, but I'm just going into it because I know I can pop off. Chances are most people don't set Mirror Force or Torrential first turn anyways, the non-targeting destruction. So I know that I can swing through whatever he has back there. So this is just off of the Rescue Cat Last Will. So I get a Des Kangaroo, which is perfect for material. And I have 2 fusion substitutes. So I accidentally pretend I'm going to go into Master of Oz, but I'm like, wait a second. I'm going to go into Buster Blader first. So I go into Buster Blader and the fusion substitute so I can turbo into Dark Paladin. And what's nice is now that I have protection against spells. And it just so happened that he had a book. So that's why I went into Dark Paladin first, which is kind of one of the nice parts about this deck is it makes it a little more protected since you can out spells. All right, so now we're going to move into the combo. So here it really starts going off. So now I get my Master of Oz. And then we go into Dimension Fusion. And this is why Buster Blader is so good in this build and why I like Dark Paladin a lot. Is he's just a 2600 beat stick that comes out with 2300 defense. That's pretty solid. It can, in defense, it can stop a Chaos Orc, right? Well, I guess it would banish it anyways, but here I go into a really nutty play and I kind of overextend and I make it so that I don't have the discard for Dark Paladin, but you'll see why. So I decide this is my friend I'm playing actually, Fest Ferrari. So I tell him, hey, I'm going to put Dark Paladin in defense. And then he says it's cool. So I'll just pretend that I special summoned him out in defense. So now I go into Des Kangaroo that I discarded off of Graceful, and then because I have another one in hand, I go into the Triple Master of Oz just because I can. But like I said, I overextended, so now I don't have the card in hand to stop uh, spells. So theoretically, if he had Scapegoat, he could have stopped me here. But I swing for game. He has nothing. He's able to flip one, but you can see how ridiculous this deck can be, especially on turn 2. If they have a T set, that's not going to be enough to stop you. All right, let's see some other duels. I think most of these I do perform the OTK, but I think there's a couple where you can see that this deck does have some grind capabilities because it has Scapegoat, so it allows you to stall. And if you play smart, you can hang in there for a little bit. So I'm just going to fast forward in the beginning really quick. Most of the times I'm going turn 2 anyways. So let's see what I draw off this. So this is a pretty interesting deck. So let's see. I didn't have anything, and I wasn't willing to set anything. I knew that the Des Kangaroo was going to die if I set it because Grandmaster is 18. I still don't have anything, and I don't want to risk giving up Des Kangaroo because I have the Rescue Cat play in hand, and I know that I can clear back row. So I know I'm only 1 card away. I just need the spell. I need the field spell. And then I'm going in. So he swings again. So something to take note is that, wow, I pull into Last Will, and here I have no choice. But it's funny, speaking of Last Will, I do play Cyberstein in the deck because Scully, the original deck profile creator, he runs Cyberstein just because of the utility and because you can get it off of Last Will. But now, so that's why you have to be careful with your life points. So he hits me here, and I top deck finally. I get the Fusion Gate, and I'm pretty sure here I already know that I'm going to win because, let's see. I'm just like finally. So I go into Giant Trunade because I want to keep the Monster Gate. He doesn't negate, and he makes a mistake there. He's like, well, what can he do? What can he do? And he has no idea what I'm even capable of. So I go into the play, and I didn't mean to do that. That was a misclick. So I put that back on shuffle. And then I go into the double fusion material. And because I had the Last Will, it gets me Master of Oz. So here, boom, 1 Master of Oz. And because I have Buster Blader in hand, check this out. I have Dark Paladin. Guess what? My Dimension Fusion is going to be crazy now because now I can go into a second copy of Master of Oz because I have Des Kangaroo and Mystical Sheep. But I also have another 2600 beater in Buster Blader. So now I go into my second copy of Master of Oz. And now I basically made it so that Buster Blader and Dark Paladin clear the way for 2 4200 direct attacks. Disgusting. And I come back with 600. This is like some anime. This is like an episode you watch on TV because that was like, 600 is pretty damn close. So I go in. He doesn't want to admit that he lost. He knows. He has no back row. Swinging direct Master of Oz. That's game. All right, let's check out Chaos Warriors. I think this guy was a beginner. I think he said this was his first GOAT game or something. And I don't know if any of you watch basketball, but they have this thing, I guess it's in any professional sport, where they just have it, the welcome to the league. And it's like when, I don't want to speed up. But basically, it's when like the college players, it's their first time in the professional league, and then some, professional just dominates them and like destroys them, and that's their welcome to the league moment. It's like you're in the big leagues now, right? So here, this guy's kind of crazy because he does exactly what I said most people don't do, which is he set Mirror Force, but this is because he's a beginner, if I remember correctly. But he has the outs, right? He has MST to stop Field Spell. He has Scapegoat to block my attacks because I don't really have a way of stopping that unless he, you know, doesn't see Dark Paladin coming. And then he has Mirror Force set and a 2100 body, not bad. So pot agreed, drawn to some good stuff, but looks like I'm still missing the field spell. So gonna have to set a bluff. And I had 2 last wills, so it paid off. So there goes the MST. And it's nice because I know Zambira, he can't attack directly, so he hits me with Sangan, that's whatever. And I see those 2 monsters on field, and I'm just like, that's nice. Because I have the out to back row. And here, it's so nice because I baited out the MST, which protected my Fusion Gate, because my Fusion Gate would have been gone if I didn't set that last will. So here we go into the Giant Trunade. He can't do anything. He can't activate the Scapegoat. He locked himself out by summoning the Sangan. So here we go into the play. Go last will, Rescue Cat, Double Sheep, Des Kangaroo, Buster Blader in hand, Dimension Fusion in hand. Let's fast forward. You already know what it's going to be. Look at that. Beautiful. So seamless. That's Turbo. Yeah, and then that's when he's like, what did he say? I think he's like, this is my first time in GOAT format. Can you pass the deck list, please? And I told him that I was going to post it. That's hilarious. So look at the end board there. Just absolutely disgusting. Dark Paladin does wonders. I mean, the Buster Blader summon is so nice. He has 2 monsters. Doesn't even matter. 42 is just too ridiculous. And I clear him, and he has 8,000. Absolutely busted. All right, I don't think I'm going to have time to show all of them. I think that's enough. I'm going to leave the link to the slides in the comments below. So if you do want to pull these up and view them, I'll have it so that you guys can still view it. I'm intending to do that for all of my deck profiles. I'm always going to try to leave the slides up so that you guys have the direct dueling book links, because the dueling book link that I click on in my deck profiles, if you guys click on that, you'll actually see in my videos there's a download button. So you guys can download the profile and put it directly into your dueling book. So just for ease of access, I'll probably try to mention that at the beginning of the next video. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and you got to not only see, but believe. All right, take care, guys.